phone died, but during all of this, like, I don't know why I feel so much at the same time. It's like I realized why I may feel less about this situation in comparison to how it took me almost 2 months. This is what I mean by like I try my best to understand something initially, but like anyways, but like it's like so hard. Like I have to sit down with myself and understand. Maybe that's not a relationship, who knows? But like what I'm about to say is like easier for me to understand the situation because I wasn't the one whose trust was like broken. Do you get what I mean? Like I broke her trust. Anyways, I broke her trust. So for me, like it feels simpler to move on. But for her, it's like she really trusted me and I lied to her. So she's like going to be skeptical moving forward. She's going to talk to anybody. But me, I got to experience her best. So I can only expect that. You get like for her it's like down. For me it's like up. So that's where like maybe that sense of like, you know, comes into play. But like yeah. That's a good perspective. And it's like that's why like I feel like now I'm like I feel like before I could understand how she felt, I feel like I'm starting to understand how she's feeling fully. Like to like grasp the whole thing. Because if someone like betrayed my trust, I feel like I would feel the same way. But since it's not me, my mind is not thinking how she's thinking directly, but I can only understand what she's feeling. Maybe that's what I've been lacking this whole time. And I don't know why it takes me so long to realize like things like this. I don't know what happened in my child. I don't get it. I don't get how much I suppressed. I don't get it, but I feel like this is only the start. I also thought about something else during this period because I was playing FIFA. But yeah, I feel like that's like my main thing right now. Is that like I wasn't able to no, I was able to understand how she's feeling. But like I feel like I wasn't a person whose trust was broken. That's why I don't feel as deeply as her. So like that's why the thought of me moving on is so fast. But when she broke my trust in August, it wasn't easy for me to just think about the next. Like it was hard. Like it was literally mentally hard for me to think about that like that. So maybe, ouch. Maybe that's where like the difference is. But that my thinking on like I, like you know, for her is like how can she find someone better who wouldn't lie to her? You know, I wish I didn't have to put her in that situation. I really wish. I wish we would have ended on like long distance terms and stuff like that. But for her, it's like, how can she find someone who won't betray her trust? You know. It's unfortunate that I did that. Like it wasn't my intention. Like I just wish I was secure myself enough to like tell her what it was. I'm mature enough to like go through that process of like talking about like stuff I was actively doing. But now I've learned and I can only move on to be better to the next person. Like that's and it's so for like I feel like I'm privileged to think like this because I wasn't the person whose trust was broken. Like that like I'm basically privileged to think like this. Like and it's so sad. This whole shit is just sad. Like maybe that's where this me thinking I'm moving on comes from. The fact that like for me it's just them I fucked up. But what happens when I realize the fuck up? Like I can't keep feeling like that. Like I feel so privileged to feel like this, bro. Like I wish I didn't have to feel like this. Like it's not like I'm saying it because like it's not like I'm lying on camera. Like it's sad, like it's genuinely sad because I did something to her, so she has to feel and deal with that. But for me, it's like when I can face the consequences of my actions in regards to that, I can move on. But for her, it's like, damn, she starts talking to somebody new. How he not lied to me? How would you get like? That's so sad, and I'm not smiling because it's like I don't know, like I don't want it to be a thing of where like I force myself. I don't force myself to cry. Like when I cry, I cry. Like it's no, I don't feel like. But like, damn, man. I feel so privileged to feel that. It just wasn't my intention. That's why, like, deep insecurities I have are some things I've just never uncovered by myself. And I feel like I was at a point before I started talking to her, like I was at a point where like I didn't have any like emotional bond with my friends. I feel like now that I do, I can feel more secure in myself because I can just talk to them instead of like bottling it up and like, you know. That's what like that's what makes it sad. Like because I've been questioning myself, like why do I feel like nothing? Do you get like maybe I need to chill. Maybe I need to sleep too. Like but like that's like this is why I like talking to myself. Because it helps me like unload things that if I just keep in my mind, it won't make sense. Like especially when I thought about like I said something in that 23-minute video. But as like I feel like today's key takeaways are like you're privileged enough to not be able to think about better because the person you found was great and she had no flaws that would have led to you having to heal. Do you get? But for her, it's like she met somebody who she thought was ideal for her and he lied about something that was big and that ended the relationship. So for her, it's like, how can she find better than him? Do you get? Like, how can she find better than him? Like, in terms of like, how he not lie? Like, how can the next person I talk to not lie to me? How can the person I talk to be comfortable in themselves? Like, you know, so that like, so for her, it's like, how can she find better? For me, it's like, how can I find someone great for me? Which would I feel equate to the same thing? Because I feel like everybody in a lovely relationship that is great, I feel like they found someone great for them who's fantastic, who's amazing, and stuff like that. So for me, it's like, how can I find that too? But for her, like, how can she find better that would lead to that? So it's like I feel so privileged in where I stand in this situation because I'm the perpetrator. Yeah, I can see that word alone when I'm talking to other people. I can't say, but do you see? I'm that word. So it's like I can't really suffer this from a situation. I can only yearn. I can only like, is it yearn or whatever? I can only like be like, damn, I've lost her and stuff like that. Before it's like, damn, I feel she's lost me and she's lost trust from me. But the trust I have for her hasn't gone. The only trust for her, I've like, the only way I didn't like think to trust her was because I didn't trust myself enough, so I was projecting. But it's like all this stuff just like I hope she finds better. You know, like at the start of this whole thing, I kept thinking I was better, but maybe I'm just not. At least for her, the way things went, like, you know, even the way things went with like our whole timeline of talking. Maybe it shouldn't be as hard as it was. It was still great. Don't get me wrong. Like she has definitely shown me something I want, and I will never go below that. Like I can't go below her greatness. I'm so sorry. You can either be that and nothing else. Like that doesn't mean I'm looking for that. Doesn't like I will still look for her, someone else. Like I feel like that like goes to show how like deep my connection was. Like when I say look for her, like somebody has to be as great as her. Like, because you being great, I don't know how God could have put in you, because like who she is like I'll see what a lot of people look for in her. So, like, she is an ideal partner. She's a great person, great communicator. Like, how I say, goal driven, very affectionate, very like great listener. She's beautiful. Like, who wouldn't want someone beautiful? What else can I say about her, bro? Great personality. She's funny, good humor. What again? Let me go back to physical. Great smile, great style. She always smells good. What again? She can do her own. I say own. Damn. She can do her own hair. Like, so she's. But I see like, what's that word that like you can do? Like I don't know that word to use, but like, she can do things on her own. And one thing I really love about her is her like ability to her relationship with her sibling. I feel like just because I don't have that, like, and I got to like see that or hear from that, like, no, not like see that and like hear, like, like, I really like that. I really like what she has with her siblings. And yeah, like, I like how strong she is too. Like, this is like I told her, like, I texted her on my her birthday, like, the next thing, like, I can't remember what I think I'm paraphrasing here, but like, the next guy she talks to is going to be extremely lucky, because I was lucky to talk to her. Like, this is not like some joke shit. Like, I was extremely lucky and privileged to have her in my life, because, and I will never in my life take that for granted. Like, I can't imagine where I'll be at in my life and not think like this person helped me grow as a human being. Like, and I really cherish her for that. Like, and I will forever cherish her for that. Whether or not she sees it, like, I'm not talking like this because she sees it. Like, I made 27 videos before the 28th month. So it's like, what I'm saying is how I felt. I showed her how I felt like that. The only thing is I broke her trust. And I just have to live with that. It's the same thing I just saw a TikTok where someone was like, I look like I cheated, but I just move on fast. So I'm paraphrasing that too, but it's like, for me, that's why I don't know what to do. And maybe I'm starting to grasp why. I wasn't the one whose trust was broken. Like, is that, I don't know, is that how I say it? Like, I wasn't the one that like lost trust from someone. Do you get what I mean? So it's like okay, like me, like I wasn't the one who cheated. Sorry, I was the one who cheated. So like me moving on would be faster. You get? But it's not like, God forbid, it's not like I cheated on her. I kill myself. But like, the fact that I broke her trust, but I don't have like trust lost. Do you get? Like, so for me, thinking about talking to somebody else is so fresh. It feels so like let me have that. But for her it will be totally different. And I feel like I'm very privileged. I feel like I'm very privileged to be in that position. And that is unfortunate, but I feel like that is life. Because I kept saying like what we had was so beautiful, and like us just letting it go, like that's not real life. All of a sudden, I'm starting to think maybe that's life. But I don't think so though. I still don't think so. I feel like they say a lot of love, and I would do anything for us to unite in the future. I can't wait that long. And she can't. She shouldn't. I hope she should talk to new people. Especially when she says she hasn't like, she's like done long distance twice and just hasn't worked. I just hope she does short distance and that happens to be love of her life. I hope so. Like, I don't feel like, as much as I'd love to be that person, just don't see that happening again. And maybe I'm privileged to think this way too, but like, I feel like she deserves the love she's able to give, and so do I. It's not like I did anything terrible. Like I just lied and it was a big lie and she just can't overlook the lie. And that's just how life goes. But like I hope she finds somebody who's not able who's like where who would be this might sound very selfish. I hope she finds somebody who is like my ideal self, you know. Yeah. But and that would be better than who I am now. And that's just life. You can't have it more. But yeah, like I hope she genuinely finds somebody for her. And that be the love of her life. Because she deserves that, like she really deserves that. And like I feel like even me talking about it, like the hint of crying just hits my head, but it just went back. But like she really deserves that. She deserves the world. That's just I feel like that's just how life is, you know? Because now I compared the difference between my ex and like her. When I was dating my ex, I thought I was in love, but looking back at that, I don't think that was me being in love. Do you get what I mean? Like, because it was more about like the infatuation of somebody being around and blah blah blah. But like, I don't think I've ever been in love, but I've loved two people, and I don't regret that. I feel like they came into my life for a reason. I feel like this was so hard to grasp until she was like, you know, let's just diverge. But I don't know. Let's see what happens. For some reason, this feels easier to move on from. I feel like all this yapping up. Maybe I need to sleep. But this whole yapping I've done has alleviated so much stress from my brain that like this just feels like a breeze. And that doesn't mean like I didn't feel anything from her. Like, don't get me wrong. Maybe that's why I need to sleep. But like, because for me, in all those moments where we spoke and I was talking about like how long it would take me to move on from this, like I genuinely thought it would take as long as I said. It's not like I'm lying. It's not like it won't obviously like it would take like a minute for me to like look at somebody and say I love you and not think about her or think about what we had. Like, am I meant to not think about that in the future? I don't know. But who knows what the future holds? I can't keep thinking about that too much. I thought about that too much and I pushed that away recently, so I have to live with that too. But like, yeah, I genuinely hope she finds better. I can only find as great as her, but better is everywhere, and there are great people everywhere, and I hope we find what we want. In as much as I feel like in the time we spent together, we were what we thought we wanted. Abby, I feel like, does that make sense? But yeah, and all of a sudden, I feel cool. I don't feel healed. That's definitely not the case, but I feel calmer talking about it like this. Maybe I need to sleep and see. But she was 8. And she was somebody else's 8. And just perfect. Now I'll find my own perfect. And eventually we'll be both happy in our lives. And we'll get to enjoy the people we'll be with. And if at some point in our lives we cross again, we'll see what happens then. But for now, that book is closed, and I wish her the very best. I wish her and her family the very best. Wait, name slip is crazy. But I wish her brother and I wish her siblings the very best. Fuck, do I need to cut that out? Ah! But yeah, fuck, I'm going to cut it out. Fuck! But yeah. But yeah, I wish her and her family the very best. I wish her nothing but success, flourishment. If that's the right context to use that word. Success, growth, happiness, joy, the whole thing. And I wish she finds the love of her life. you know. Who wouldn't want that, you know? Like, I really hope she does. I really hope she finds love of her life. Much as I would have loved it to be me, but hey, a nigga just had to nigga, and life just had to life. And we can't do anything about that really. But yeah.